When you're working with symbols, you have access to a wide variety of symbol libraries. And in this movie, I'm going to show you some of those pre-built symbols that you can utilize inside of your artwork. I've got a new document open here, and I just did that by going to File, New. Doesn't matter what type of document you have open, anyone will do. In the bottom left-hand corner of the Symbols panel, which you can open by going to the Window menu and choosing Symbols, you'll find this small icon that says Symbol Libraries Menu when you hover over it. When you click that, it's going to expand out to show you all of the different types of symbols that you have. They have everything from 3D symbols to primitive symbols, all the way down to one called Sushi, which is really interesting. You also have some that are pretty useful, like web buttons and bars and web icons. You may also take a look at some of the ones like logo elements or ribbons. It just depends on what type of project you're working on. Let's open up some of these and see how we can use them. I'm going to open up logo elements, and I'll just dock it with the original symbols panel right here. I'll expand it down so we can see everything in there. Now, the logo elements aren't necessarily the best logo elements that I've ever seen. However, there are some good little starting points in here that you can then use to create your own type of logo. Let's take a look at some of these now. In order to get these out of my canvas, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to click and drag it out. This is just a little column design. And I can take this and draw it out like this and maneuver it around. It's just a vector object. That's it. Once I have that out on screen, I can then drag out more symbols if I want to. For instance, let's say that I wanted to take a look at this one. Draw that out, put it there. Kind of expand that up. Move it over. In any case, you can open up as many symbol libraries as you want inside of Illustrator. If you open up the Symbols Library menu again, and let's say, for instance, this time I wanted to open up web icons. I'll open that up. And there's some pretty cool ones inside of here as well. Let's say that I wanted to use this RSS button here. I'll grow that out a little bit. There we go. And let's say also that I might want to use something like the music icon. I'll click that and drag it out as well. I now have several pieces of vector artwork that I can utilize in any project that I see fit, and I didn't have to create any of these. Illustrator already had these available to me inside of these web icon and logo element folders. So the next time you start off with a new project and you've come to a stopping point where you're just like, man, I really don't want to create that myself, take a look inside of the Symbols library inside of Illustrator and see if it doesn't give you a good jumping off point. I'm not saying you should use these each and every time because your designs will start to look the same. And remember, everybody who's purchased Illustrator has access to these symbols. But if you use these as a good jumping off point, you can create some really interesting artwork. So take a look at the symbols and see how they might be able to help you jumpstart your next project.